Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be residing currently. Daniel Kearns here from the Growth Google Partner team. I'm excited to be here, maybe more excited than y'all, who knows. Today, we are going to talk about some kind of interesting new things from the Growth Google team. So as you may recall, Google recently launched a new experimental tool called Career Dreamer. This tool uses AI to help people uncover their skills and to help them explore new career possibilities. Today, I have my friend Yasmin, a product marketing manager here at Google, on the call with me. She's going to be demonstrating how Career Dreamer works and answering any questions about the tool and how people can utilize it to really benefit themselves and create that career story, right? But before we dive into that demo, I do want to formally announce that we're going to be running a limited incentive program starting today. What does that mean? What limited incentive program? This is the new part for us. We don't often do this on the partner team. So this is the fun stuff for me. The participating in this incentive program is easy. Later today, after this call, give us a few hours because we're recording the call. We'll upload that video or this video to our drive, and we'll be sending out an email to all of our Grow with Google partners. Each person will have a unique link, and that unique link in your email will help spread the word about Career Dreamer to your community members and your network. So by spreading the word and sharing the word about it, you have the chance to receive Google branded swag items. So we have a full terms and conditions that will be linked in the email, but I'm going to cover quickly a few key points from that. So to be eligible to participate in this incentive program, you must be a current registered Grow with Google partner, which I assume everybody here is because that's how you got here, right? You must be located in the US, and government organizations are not eligible to receive the incentives. Those are the three big rules. Be a partner, be located in the US, and government orgs are not eligible. The incentive program will conclude on August 31st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So just less than a month. Every partner who drives visits to Career Dreamer using the unique link that will be sent out in an email will receive some fun kits. So you'll receive a little Google branded tote bag with notebook and paper, or a notebook of paper and some Google branded pens. And then the top 100 partners who drive the most sessions will also receive a very nice Google branded backpack. It's like a laptop bag, but I was able to fit my laptop, my charger, a pair of shoes, and a few other things in there. So it's a nice little Google branded bag. So that is kind of the promotion or the incentive program we are running. We've made a promotional toolkit, which has pre-made social posts and email templates to make sharing or spreading the word easy. You just plug in your unique link and you'll start sharing. That promotional toolkit will also be in that email that we send out later today. So that email that you get today from us will have your unique link, the promotional toolkit with pre-made social posts and emails for you to use, and it will have the full terms and conditions for you to just double check over. And then you can start sharing. So that is my brief bit today. Before I hand this over to the star of the show, Yasmin, to showcase this awesome tool, does anybody have questions about the incentive program I just covered? If so, feel free to raise your hand or throw your questions in the chat box in the bottom right-hand side. See here, Robin asked, do public libraries fall under government orgs? So no, so it depends. Some libraries may and some may not. From my experience working with libraries, some of them are funded publicly but are not actually a government organization. So are you like library.gov or are you library.org? If you're .org, you're good to go. If you are .gov, then you would not be eligible. Angela said, can I share my partner link with members in my organization to help promote? Yeah, that's fine. Every person. So if some of our partners have 5 people who are enrolled in our program, all 5 people would have their own unique link. If you're the only person from your organization who's a partner, then you'll get one link. And yeah, others from your org could, use that same link to help promote as well. Whatever works best for you and your organization. Growth Google partners in Canada eligible to participate at any point? That's a great question. As of right now, no, just because we do have shipping restrictions in our policies that we're not allowed to ship gear internationally. So at this point, you're eligible to share and spread the word, but you would not be eligible to receive any of these swags in the incentive currently. Right. Ying said, what about public universities? Yes, educational institutions are fine to utilize that as long as you are not a government entity, which a public university would not be. CJ said, is this for one item or multiple items? So the swag, so every person who participates, if you get a single visit to the link using your unique link, you'll receive one kit. Each person who receives any visits will receive a kit, which is a little tote bag, a notepad, and a pen. The top 100 partners receive all of that plus the Google branded backpack. We've got one hand raised. Lisa Kearney. Feel free to come off mute if you have a question.
Yes, I joined the meeting a little bit late. I'm wondering if the presentation is going to be available later to review from the start.
We've recorded the session and it will be sent out in the email, but you'll receive an email later today with all of the details about the incentive program. Essentially, you must be a Growth Google partner to qualify. You must be located in the United States and government organizations are not eligible. So the incentive is a Google branded backpack to the top 100 partners who drive the most sessions. And every person who drives any sessions will still receive some fun goodies.
Thank you.
Yep. Does your toolkit have enough information to do a webinar? No, so I can actually kind of briefly show the toolkit. Here is the promotional toolkit that will be included in the email later today. See if I can make that a little bit bigger. So this is the promotional toolkit that you'll be receiving as a partner. It just kind of covers what Career Dreamer is again. It talks about what the incentive program is. And then we have a quick social post that you can copy, paste, and obviously insert your unique link here. And then we have an email that you would copy and paste. And obviously, again, insert your unique link there. And then you can share these out to your community. You're welcome to build up your own posts if you'd like, but these are what we find easier and quicker. And these are really, the key points of messaging for Career Dreamer. And so I suggest just using these right here. All right. Let me see something real quick. I have to see if my friend Yasmin is in the call with us yet.
I'm here. Hi.
Hi, Yasmin. So Yeah, I guess. Are there any last questions? I heard a hand raise. No, no. We have a few more questions. Hold on one second. I'm confused. If we promote it, we get one, or is it every registered person? You you as a partner would get the incentive. So CJ, if you promote the Career Dreamer using your unique link, if one person visits the tool using your link, we will mail you a kind of a swag bag kit. If you are in the top 100 partners, so you've had the top 100 number of visits using your unique link, you'll get that little swag bag plus the backpack. So the swag item is for you as our partner. The registered Career Dreamer, the people using Career Dreamer would not be getting the swag item. It would be to you as a partner. Brandy said, if my org is not currently a Grow with Google partner, is there still time to get signed up to participate? Yes, yeah, you can apply to become a partner. Let me get the link out here, g.co/grow. I will throw the link in case you're somehow here but not a partner. I'll throw that in the chat for you to utilize. We are the all right. Cool. All right. I'm going to kick this over to my colleague Yasmin to really give a walkthrough of this awesome tool, and then we will open up some Q&A at the end of that as well, so she can answer any questions about Career Dreamer at that point. Let me switch some screens real quick. All right,
Okay.
the floor is yours.
Thanks so much. And hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining office hours today. We're really excited to share a little more about an interesting project we've been working on at Google. Next slide, please. So, as Dan mentioned, my name is Yasmin. I'm on the product team at Grow with Google. So, my team builds the Google Career Certificates. If you're familiar with any of our AI courses, there's AI Essentials and Prompting Essentials. My team is responsible for creating those programs. And the reason why we do this is because we are committed to making the opportunities created by technology more accessible. So, our focus is on economic opportunity, which means that we work to help students, job seekers, workers, entrepreneurs, small business owners grow their careers, and if they own a business, their businesses. And so by working with these different groups of folks, we've actually gotten to learn a lot about them. So we actually connect with our learners a lot, whether it is a student or a job seeker and so on. And something that we had heard a lot by being out in the community and learning from these different people is that it actually really is challenging to navigate your career. And there is like a few key challenges that emerged from our conversations. And one is that there's just a lot of options out there. So it's really challenging to narrow it down. Two is that it's really hard to identify or put into words what your strengths are, what your aptitudes are, what your values are, maybe what you look for in the workplace, what a fulfilling career looks like to you. And then third, even though there's programs like the Google Career Certificates and others out there that help you develop practical skills to help you enter the workforce or, change careers or maybe even grow your career, it's still challenging to communicate about that and describe those transferable skills in a way that matters to employers. And so amid all these different challenges, a question emerged, and it's like, as a user, as a job seeker, or as someone that's looking to change your career, where do you start? So first, you might take inventory, right? So you'll reflect on your skills and experiences. Next slide, please. Then you might start to map out, okay, how do my skills and experiences translate or align to different career paths and different roles out there. And then finally, if this, and this doesn't happen to everyone, but there might be times where actually you might need to upskill or maybe develop some new skills to really fill that gap so that you become a desirable or qualified candidate. And this looks like a beautiful linear path, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3. But in reality, next slide, please, Dan. It doesn't always look that way. And there are a lot of different things that can happen, right? Life happens. Maybe you have family. Maybe there's an emergency, health. I don't know, the environment, politics, like so many things can get in the way from having this very clear A, B, C linear path. And at its core, we found out it's actually an information challenge because you're tasked with the challenge of bridging your unique experiences and all the information out there about careers and jobs. And so what we learned is that actually AI is really good at that. AI is really, really good at finding patterns, synthesizing a lot of information, and personalizing that for you. So it can actually connect those dots and do that heavy lifting for you. And so that's what led us to build Career Dreamer. Next slide, please. And so what Career Dreamer is an experimental tool. So we just announced it back in February. And what it is designed to do is help users explore new careers and uncover their skills and experiences based on all of their past. So what we're trying to do is connect your unique experiences and everything that makes you you to a potentially fulfilling career and help you kind of make that exploration a little easier, a little more fun, and just to make it a little easier to kind of get started on. So with that, I will take over sharing screen, please, Dan, and I can give you all a little demo. Okay. Okay, so to start off, I just want to show you where to even find Career Dreamer. So it's actually on the Grow with Google website. So what you do is when you go to grow.google, you'll want to highlight AI training, and then you'll find Career Dreamer over here under AI tools. And this tool is free and accessible in the US, so you can just get started now. And this is, oh, why isn't it updating? Here we go. So this is what the first landing page looks like. Dan, should we wait for questions till the end or should we answer questions now?
Let's keep them all to the end. Let's just cruise through the demo.
Okay, cool. Please take note of your questions so you don't forget it. I'll try my best to answer at the end. Okay, so when you get to the initial page, I just want to highlight that it's really designed to be very, very easy to use. So even if you have no experience with AI, you've never prompted an AI tool before, you don't even know when or how to use AI, that's not the point. The point is supposed to be that it's very easy. It actually prompts you to give it the information you need to give it. So I will start off by giving it a current or previous role. Let's say I am currently a student. And then it asks me for my level. I work in the Grow with Google team. We build the career certificate, so I'm going to select that. And for the subject area, I'll just say data analytics. Okay. Cool. So what it's doing here is it's actually pulling insights to indicate what are the types of skills you might be developing as a student enrolled in an industry-specific specialization in the field of data analytics. And so these are the initial insights that it draws upon. And now I can select which ones are relevant to me. If none of them are relevant, I can regenerate, throw this list out, give me a new list. I can select them all. I can even manually add in some of my own. So for the sake of the demo, I'll just select them all and I'll hit next. Great. So now I have 8 skills and immediately Career Dreamer starts populating my career identity statement. So if you look on the left-hand side here, these are all of my inputs. And as I add things to my inputs here, my career identity statement on the right-hand side updates. So let's add an experience. So let's say while I'm enrolled in my data analytics certificate, maybe I am working as a waitress, for example. And I can leave this blank for now, but you could add the specific organization you're in. And so again, it's drawing insights from both the AI model as well as it's grounded in real data. For example, the Bureau of Labor Statistics and Lightcast to really pull out what are the specific tasks you might be performing as a waitress. And this is what I think is really, really cool because it's fairly easy to describe on your resume or to a friend. These are the things I do at work. But what is a little more challenging sometimes is to actually transform those tasks into transferable skills. And that's what Career Dreamer does for you. So based on all the things you did as a waitress, these are some transferable skills that we think that you might have developed. So again, I can regenerate if those don't look good to me, but for the sake of the demo, I'll select all of them. I'll hit next. And now you can see how the career identity statement on the right-hand side has updated. And I could add more experiences, and I want to highlight no experience is like too big or small. Like I could add, I'm a product marketing manager at Google, but I could also add that I was a dog sitter in high school. So it's constantly extracting those transferable skills because throughout every experience, you are developing something, right? No matter how formal or informal that experience may be. You can also continue to add to your education. And at the very bottom here, I want to highlight the interests bucket, which I think is really cool because it actually helps you transform something you're interested in into something that might be relevant to your workplace or how you want to operate at work or the type of workplace that you might thrive in or are looking for. So, for example, I'll say that I'm interested in architecture. This is true. I live in New York. I love walking around and looking at architecture. And so based on this, Career Dreamer can extract some of my motivations, some of my values based on this interest. So based on this interest, it might say, oh, you like the process of transforming abstract ideas into tangible realities. That might be really helpful to me when I'm thinking about what workplace I might thrive in or what motivates me at work. So again, I'm just going to select a couple here for the sake of this demo, but you can see how you can really enrich your career identity statement by adding and really personalizing this left-hand side here with all of those different inputs. And now that we've added at least one for each of these sections, let's pivot to focus on the statement here. So first, I want to show you that there's actually you have the ability to scroll through all the different ones. So as we've added new inputs to our career identity, the statement adapted and got refined. So I can actually go through these and select one that I like the best. What I also like to tell people is that this is a really helpful way to think about answering the question, tell me about yourself, because those are really tricky in interviews and you want to talk about yourself, who you are as a person. You also want to talk about your skills and experiences. You might also want to throw in what your motivations are, what type of work environment you might thrive in. So I always say it's a really good starting place for that. It might be helpful maybe to start thinking about what you want to put on your cover letter, maybe that opening paragraph on your resume, maybe even your LinkedIn. Some folks add a little blurb to it. So I would never recommend copying and pasting verbatim, right? This is a starter draft, but it's a nice place to get the juices flowing and to have some of that verbiage to describe your experiences and your motivations and skills. So now that we've completed our career identity statement, let's move on to the second chapter of Career Dreamer, which is exploring the paths. So this is where that career exploration really happens. And you'll notice that all of the information that populates here is both based on AI insights as well as data from the the Bureau of Labor and Lightcast. So you can tell the result where it came from, whether it's green or blue. So what's really cool about this is everything that I inputted into the career identity, that's what's informing the types of roles that'll pop up here. So it's basically helping me identify what roles I might be a good fit for, what roles I might be interested in based on my skills and experiences. And what's really cool too is, let's say I am sick of data analytics. I don't want to see any roles that cover that right now. I just want to focus on roles that touch my skills and interests and experiences. I can filter for that. So I can uncheck education, don't show me data jobs, and now it'll adjust the results based on this new filter I gave it. And so now I want to see what happens next. So let's say, I'm really interested in this job. I want to learn more about it. So actually you can double click and get a little more information, such as the salary, the typical degree you might need. It also helps you identify what specific skills you have that might make you a good fit for this job. So let's say when you're preparing your resume and you're adjusting your resume, tailoring it to this job, you might want to call out your customer service, your communication, problem solving, and teamwork skills because those might be relevant for the specific role you are applying for. Next, let's say, I've actually never heard of this job, passenger service agent. Let me learn what someone in this role actually does in their day-to-day. So again, the tool actually extracts, these are the typical tasks someone in this role might be doing to see if it's something you're even interested in. Is this something I want to do or is it not? Next, it also pulls up some areas for growth. So if you really want to increase your chances of getting this job, or you want to feel more qualified for it, or maybe you want to develop more skills, these are a couple skills that maybe the tool recommends that you explore developing so that you feel more qualified and prepared for this role. And in this particular instance, we don't have it, but for some jobs, the experience of scrolling continues and it actually surfaces, if relevant, specific training that both the Grow with Google team and the cloud team has developed. So had I kept with data analytics and I didn't check that off, it might recommend some data analysis training just because that is a domain that, our team is known for developing content in. And what's cool too is, let's say, you know what, I'm sold, I want to do this. You can click the Find Jobs Near You button. It's actually integrated with the jobs function on Google Search. It's showing results in my area, but of course you can filter based on your location, and then you're actually able to start applying right away. But the experience isn't over just yet. So we've explored our paths and there's plenty of them, but let's see what else CareerDreamer has to offer. So there's also this Jump to Gemini experience where actually maybe you want some help workshopping your resume, workshopping your cover letter, or exploring more job ideas. So what this function does is it actually develops a personalized starter prompt. So let's say I want to workshop my resume. I'll hit go. I'll copy this very long prompt that's pulling information from all of the data and inputs I already gave CareerDreamer, and I'll jump to Gemini. When I'm in Gemini, I'll copy paste that prompt. Sorry, it's taking a second. It must be my internet. In the meantime, I can show you the prompt. It's very long. See how it includes all the specific, like the experience that I fed it. These are all the tasks I did already in my job that I told CareerDreamer that I know how to do. So you're creating essentially a personalized coach to help you with this. So instead of just using Gemini to generate your new resume or to generate your cover letter from scratch, it's actually having this back and forth dialogue with you so that you're the one in the driver's seat. You're the one that's actually putting the content together, but you have a coach there with you that knows about you because of all the information you fed CareerDreamer, and it's able to coach you through that to help you, collaborate and build this new cover letter, resume, or what have you. And so these starter prompts are built for workshopping a resume, a cover letter, and exploring more job ideas. And that is CareerDreamer.
Thank you. I love this. I love this tool. It's super helpful. It's innovative. I love it. We did get a handful of questions. Are you ready for them?
Let's go. My throat is itchy, so if I have a coughing attack, I apologize. I'll try and keep it together.
All right. I answered quite a bit of these. So if anyone can use it, what's the difference between going through our account and doing it and on their own? So I guess that's one I'll answer. Chris, so the difference is your unique link. We're just sharing that to help kind of spread the word because this is a newer tool, right? Like Yasmin said, it was launched just a couple of months ago. We're really just trying to kick it off. So people can view it on their own. There's no difference in how the tool functions or works, but by using your unique link, it will count towards your incentive number and potentially get you some free swag stuff from us, some Google branded stuff. And again, the backpack is really nice and comfortable. I always like to test them out, make sure they're durable, good things. All right, Yasmin, this one's for you. Lana said, is this something that could be used for a younger or unexperienced person?
I would say definitely. I think especially for those folks who are still trying to kind of come up with the verbiage or be able to extract like, okay, I spent in my entire high school career babysitting my little sister, preparing meals, all these things, but like, how does that translate? How do I put that on my resume? I think it's really, really good at giving you that language and helping you identify what those transferable skills are because we all are gaining them throughout every experience. It's just sometimes challenging to talk about it and to identify it. And I think the tool is really good at that.
Yeah, I agree. I forgot one person raised their hand a while ago. Shamim, feel free to come off mute if you're still there. Still have a question.
Hi, this is Shamim Russell from Vancouver. Thank you for letting me talk. My question was, is this program, the Career Dreamer, is it available in Canada?
So right at this time, it's not available outside of the US just yet. We're still in the experimental phase. So unfortunately, no.
But do you think it will be available in future for Canada?
I hope so. I can't say definitively, but I really do hope so.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. Alana said, I love the Explore Paths feature. Is there anything that allows you to filter in that feature? Like, could you see multiple roles? Is there a way to identify which roles are most closely aligned with your previous experience, pays the most, in demand, etc.?
Yeah, so the current filtering abilities are really based on, let me share my screen again, are based on those inputs you provided. So explore paths based on, these are the things that you can do it. So let's say you wanted only paths that aligned to the skills you already had, then that's how I would go about it. But to my knowledge, this is the only way you can filter. I think if you wanted to filter, for example, I think you mentioned like salary or something like that. I don't know if that is a function that's currently available.
We've got a few hands raised. Let's see here. Eric Smith, how you doing?
I'm good. So I had a question in terms of because I know it's in beta mode. Are you looking for folks to provide feedback? Because we have a large cohort, or actually a large meeting rate on a weekly basis, and I am going to push to have them start using this like tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. So you can always add feedback within the tool itself, but if you already have like I'm not sure of the ins and outs on how partners communicate with like Dan and the partner program team, but if you guys have like high level and feedback that you want to share, we definitely welcome it and we can pass that on to the product team for sure.
Okay, perfect.
Yes,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have to have a certain type of Google account to get access to all of those features in Gemini?
No, I believe the starter prompt is you just copy paste and then you can use the free Gemini. I think it goes back and forth. Like sometimes I have to sign into Gemini to use it, other times I don't. So you might need like a Gmail just affiliated, but I don't think you need to be like a paid user.
Yeah, I'll second that because I actually still use the standard Gemini version even when I'm here at work, just because it's what I use in personal life. And I can use Career Dreamer and go right into the base model Gemini, whatever you want to call it. Sean said, how do we get our unique link? I apologize. We will be sending out a email later today with your organization's unique link, as well as the terms and conditions and the promotional toolkit to make it easy to share. Someone said, how will you know that we spread the word? How will you know the link was shared by us? So the unique link that you receive in your email, if you just send somebody to the Career Dreamer website, we won't be able to track that. The unique link in your email is going to have analytical data and coding built into it. So we can see the amount of traction that each link is getting. So that's how we'll be able to track that. And using that data, we'll then after the month, because this incentive program concludes August 31st. August 31st. So after that, then we'll be able to look at all of that data and determine the top 100. All right, we have a few hands raised. I don't see a name, but Kidpreneur Central.
Yes, I'm Tamika Young, and I actually work with a very unique group of youth that are business owners. It's the National Association for Kidpreneurs. So I'm wondering, I think it sounds like something our older, maybe like graduating seniors could use, but is there a use case for younger, maybe are going into the workforce? Or I'm asking, is there an age range? Like, do you think they need to be around 18, or could someone like in high school use this?
I think this is a good question, and I transparently haven't tested out that use case, but I believe it could be sort of informational. Like, let's say I know that I have these skills, I know that I have these interests. Where do I even start looking? Like maybe you're faced with so many different majors or coursework and you want to set up on the right path and you want to make sure you're investing in the right, skills development. I think it could be used in that way. So I would honestly encourage you to test it, like maybe pretend to be that persona and see if the results are yielding what you would hope for this cohort to get.
Thank you.
Of course.
Hands raised, Ms. Valentine.
Hello, thank you, Daniel and Yasmin, for this presentation. This is awesome. I'm so excited about this tool and ready to share it out. One of the partner organizations that I represent is a college, and we've had over 500 students to sign up for the scholarships. And as they're completing the program, they're asking what are the next steps. I will definitely present this as one of the next steps, but they're also concerned about the employer consortium, where we've told them there are over 150 employers waiting for people with these skills. Will there be a link to that with this tool, or I'm getting a lot of questions from management as well as to what we do with the graduates. Could you help me out with that?
Yeah, so I'll keep it a little bit brief since it's a bit off topic from Career Dreamer. While Career Dreamer is useful and helpful for those who are completing the career certificate course, when someone completes a career certificate course, they complete data analytics, they'll receive an email that says, hey, congrats, here's where you can access your actual certificate in Coursera. And then here's a few next steps kind of thing. One of those next steps is to sign up with Career Circle. That's a third-party organization that we work with, and that's where our hiring consortium is. So it's within Career Circle. So they'll create an account with Career Circle, and as long as they create that account with the same email address that they used for the career certificate, they should be able to actually set up one-on-one support with a Career Circle specialist who will help them kind of navigate and build their profile within that platform. And within that platform is where those 150, just over 150 employers are looking for those, looking to hire those applicants. So does that kind of help?
Yes, I just needed to have an answer as to what they do next. So I'll push them into that career, what did you call it? The career circle?
Career circle, yes.
Okay,
yes.
great. Thank you. Yes, that does help. I appreciate it.
And if you have any additional questions based on that, feel free to email us anytime. We're happy to send links, and we have some guides that kind of like lay out what's available after completion of a certificate.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Miss Daphne Simmons, you're up.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. Let me get my question. Actually having this question box, hold on. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for this information. My question was with the first part of the career dream, you actually put in the word data science. And I'm trying to understand, okay, what would prompt the student to want to select data science jobs if they are a waitress? Now, it's not necessarily asking if they're a waitress, but I'm trying to understand the tool, what's happening there at that beginning.
Let's start, I can start over. So in the very beginning, you just need to put an input in. It's like a starting point. So it says share an experience or your education. So I just started that and I said, I'm currently enrolled in a certificate that's teaching me data analytics.
Gotcha.
But you could really put in anything. I could even start by saying I'm a waitress. It just needs a starting off point. And usually experiences and education are easier starting off points. It's more difficult to identify your skills because your skills are extracted from your experience and education. So we'll let the tool do that heavy lifting, but you just need to give it something.
Okay, that makes sense. That's what I was trying to actually analyze and understand, because, you know, from basically what you're saying is that the student is driven to some type of education and they have some type of experience. And so, okay, got it. I just didn't connect it at the beginning, so I appreciate it.
No worries. Here, do you want me to go back to the openings page so you kind of see?
You explained it. I was, you know, it was just really, I was trying to understand, okay, well, why would they select data analysts? But I get it. They're actually not just selecting it. You're saying, hey, show me some things that you're previously doing.
Yeah. So it could, just like start somewhere. Tell me something that you are currently doing or previously had done. I typed in student, actually. So that's what led to that. So I put in student. And then it asked me for my level. So I could put high school, I could put master's, like I can get as specific as I need based on my true experience. That's just like, I gave it that because I had assumed a lot of folks in the room work with students.
That's a good example for this audience group. Could you actually go back one page? Because it's going to help me answer the next question here. If you click start. All right. Helena said, is it designed to recognize transferable skills from the military? So if you see right under that next box, Helena, it does say, do you have a military occupation code, an MOS? So yes, you can enter your MOS in and it will bring potential skills that are found within that kind of job code, right? So yeah, that's a great question. We've, from my side at least, working with partners, I've seen a lot of use coming from this program for military service members coming into kind of returning to that civilian lifestyle. So yeah, it's a great thing that piece is there built in. And that's right on the start page. Yeah. Let's see here. Lana.
Thank you. I have a question. I'm in the process of creating a computer center workforce training center. And my target audience is youth in high school or just graduating, and people who are just entering the workforce for various reasons. Can this benefit them, or is your audience for people who are coming out of college?
Yes, I think it's really aimed at anyone who is looking for help translating their experiences into on-the-job ready skills. So it's really about like inputting all of your interests, all of your experiences, even if you haven't had any formal ones. Like I said, you can put in waitress, marketing manager at Google, or you can put in like dog walker, nanny, I had a lemonade stand. Like it's trying to help you like identify those skills by so first it pulls up the tasks that you completed in one of these experiences, and then by selecting the tasks that you've completed, it identifies the skills that you've developed, and those skills are the transferable skills that employers are looking for. So absolutely, yes, you do not need to have any college level of education. Even if you type in student here, you can select a level. So you can say high school, GED or equivalent or above.
Awesome. Thank you. Nancy said, does Grow with Google cost us anything? Are there hidden costs? No, everything that Grow with Google is offering to our partners is cost free. The career certificates that have kind of been brought up a few times are on a platform called Coursera. There may be a cost associated with those, but through our program for nonprofit partners, we do have scholarships to waive that cost also. Career Dreamer is a free tool to use as well. So there's no hidden costs to be a Grow with Google partner. Our goal is to provide helpful resources and tools. And at first, when we started, we thought we could do it on our own, and we said, "Wow, we need a lot to close this gap, the digital divide." So that's where our partner program came in. So our main thing is just sharing resources to awesome organizations. Let's see, Lisa Kearney again. Hey.
Hey, Daniel. With regard to the Career Circle, I did receive an email for that. When I went to join or to create an account, it asks two different things. If you're an employer or candidate, which I guess we could be both, we're a nonprofit, but we do often work with employers that provide job opportunities that we share within our network. So is there a cost, number one, associated with using that service if I select employer as a nonprofit? And what would you suggest that, nonprofit organizations do to sign up and engage with that service?
That's a great question. I don't have that answer off the top of my head. But if you want to email us, I would be happy to dig into that. I do know that we have had several nonprofits join Career Circle as one of those hiring, part of our hiring consortium. And there's no cost, I believe, with that, but I don't want to say that definitively. I would like to confirm. So if you want to email us, I'll throw our email address in the chat here so everybody has it. gwgpartners@google.com. That's how you get a hold of us. There are thousands of you and 2 of us who manage that inbox. So we do appreciate your patience. But we usually get back in touch with our partners within 24 to 48 hours. But I have a feeling we might have an influx of emails due to this launch. So we appreciate your patience. But yes, anybody's welcome to reach out to our team anytime. Questions.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Question. Scotty-O, Mr. McGoogle.
Thank you, Daniel. So it's getting a little more clear to me, but I had put in the chat about the employer part of this. So I kind of understand the Career Dreamer, and I understand that it's pointed towards the certificates, the career certificates. But in general, is this something that is something that could be compared to an Indeed or another job service? Because I do have employers that would like to put people to work, and they're not necessarily looking for somebody that has a Google career certificate. So is this Career Dreamer pointed towards in general employment, where the other side of the coin is the employer? Or does it have to be someone that just needs career certificate graduates?
So there's a lot
I
of
can-
terms that are similar. Yeah.
I can answer that. The point of Career Dreamer is to help you explore career possibilities, whether that's in the domain of a Google Career Certificate, wonderful, but it doesn't have to be. So the way I like to explain what this tool helps you do is remember those 3 challenges that I discussed in the beginning. Like if you're looking for a new job, it's challenging to understand everything that's out there, understand how your skills and strengths and experiences and education connects to everything that's out there, and then to also talk about it effectively to your employer. So, or to a potential employer, I should say. So that is what we're really trying to accomplish with Career Dreamer, is to make that exploration a little easier, a little more organized, because AI is really good at organizing information, identifying patterns, connecting the dots. So when you input all of this information about yourself into the tool, like your education and experiences and interests, it then is able to check what's on the market, see what jobs are available, and say, you might be interested in these, or you might be qualified for these, or you might want to check this out based on your interest. So it's really more about connecting the dots and helping you like effectively explore rather than being overwhelmed and like scrolling through endless jobs. It's kind of like a more targeted job search, but by no means is it only going to surface jobs that are in the domains of the career certificates, because the jobs it surfaces are based on your unique inputs. So if I have no relation to a career certificate and I don't put that in my career identity, it won't pull up any jobs in those fields.
Thank you. You answered that much better than I would have. Thank you. Let's see, Jehan Quinn. I apologize if on the pronunciation. Feel free to unmute if you do still have a question.
Hi, yes, I do. So I am over education and workforce development at the Salvation Army in Birmingham, Alabama. And one, I just want to say thank you guys so much for those Google certifications. We provide no-cost certifications in all different industries, and Grow with Google has allowed us to add additional. The project management has been a huge hit for us, and so has cybersecurity. We also market those to our high schoolers, and so that they graduating high school with the certification. So I had to say that. I know that's not the platform, but I definitely want to say that. With the Career Dreamers, I'm so excited because this gives us a way to act as a job coach without having to hire additional staff. So it's going to help not only our students that are going through the Grow with Google program, but also our students that are here in-house. One of the questions that I had towards that, I did see the military, and I'm very excited about that. I'm a military spouse, so always excited to see that. And we do have a veterans program here. But I have also individuals that I like to say had a colorful background and are returning back from their summer homes.
Yeah. Formerly incarcerated. Yeah.
Yes. So we work with those that are recently released and giving them more certifications and things of that nature. So I'm wondering, as they're completing some of those other programming, will this be able to help them do that tell me about yourself portion that was spoken about? Do you think that there's prompts that could help with that?
I personally have never tested that, so I don't know. I think it's worth trying it. I mean, as it is an experiment.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that, unfortunately.
No worries. We'll test it out ourselves. And then I also want to ask, because we have a small business incubator as well, will this help them with like their 30-second commercials and being able to better explain their businesses? I did see there's an entrepreneur prompt in there. So I was just wondering, is that what that would do for them?
I don't.
I'm not really sure. So you work with a business incubator that makes commercials?
No, okay, so with Small Business Incubator, as with our individuals that are re-entering or upskilling in the workforce, we do we call it the 30-second commercial. You know, you only have 30 seconds for someone to get someone's attention about yourself. The elevator pitch, basically. So I was just wondering, will this help with their elevator pitch for those that are entrepreneurs? I saw where there was an entrepreneur.
Yeah. I think, I mean, the tool itself will not generate a video for you.
No, I don't need the video. It's the elevator pitch. So
Yeah, the pitch, yes. I definitely think the career identity statement that develops as you add more and more inputs about yourself can be used as a starting point for your pitch. Definitely.
Okay, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Samantha, hello. You've been patiently waiting. Thank you.
I had a question about the resume prompting through Gemini. Wondering if it will slowly piece together an entirely ready to go resume for users that they can download and print out and actually utilize.
That is the intention, yes. So you have to engage in a back and forth, like it won't just spit it out. But so the prompt itself is telling Gemini to take on the persona of a coach. So it is coaching you through that. So if you need help with the resume, that's what you need to tell the coach. Help, I have a job tomorrow. I want to apply. Help me put together my resume, and it'll ask you all of the questions. So then you provided the answer. So then you can develop your resume. I would also always encourage users, like once you have your final resume, ask for feedback, refine it. But it's meant to be a collaboration, not Gemini's going to do my resume for me.
Right. Perfect. Love it. Thank you.
Of course.
And with all AI, just double check it. It needs human interaction as well, but it's been a really good starting base for sure. Lakeisha?
Hi, I apologize that I joined late, and I think the last couple of people got my questions answered, so thank you. But I did want to thank you all again. We have been using the product since it was released. We have used it with veterans, justice impacted, high school students. We've done the gamut, and it has truly helped us refine the appropriate Google Career Certificate program for our clients. Quite often, you know that many students want to do it, but it may not be the right space for them. And this was just a nice coaching way for them to identify the appropriate certificate and direction they want to take. So I just wanted to say thank you. And I appreciate this link so much because we've actually embedded the general link into our career resources. But now this will really give us a better understanding of how often and how effective this tool is for our clients. So thank you.
Thank you. You've obviously been out there. You're on the ground running, doing the heavy lifting here. So thank you for being there, engaging with the community, and bringing this tool to people's attention and helping them through it. We have a handful of questions left. That's awesome. I've got time. I've got all the time in the world. Not really. But it is a minute until end. So if anybody does need to leave, I just wanted to let you know I really appreciate you tuning in today. Can we give my colleague Yasmin a round of applause for showing up and helping out with this awesome tool and bringing it to our program and to all of you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I do have to run to another meeting, so I won't be staying on, but it was so nice connecting with you all, hearing about how you're thinking about using the tool and even hearing how you have used the tool. Please do give us feedback. Please do send Daniel feedback or even success stories. Like that's the stuff that we always yearn. We want to hear user stories so that we can improve our product. So thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. And for anybody else who does need to leave, I really appreciate you tuning in today. I appreciate you being a part of our program. So I'm going to stay tuned. I've got a few minutes. I can stay late for some additional questions. Scotty-O, the chat messages do not save in our recording, I don't believe. So no, the chat messages will not be saved, but I've read most of the questions that I see coming through. So the recording of this video will be saved and shared out tonight with the email. Shamin?
Hi, thank you. In fact, I have two questions, if you don't mind. Number one is that I know that this program, the tool is for USA, but from Canada, can our students or can anyone from Canada use the tool to find a remote job in USA? Is that possible?
I'm honestly not certain if the tool is even accessible to someone who has an IP coming from outside of the US. So I don't know if you're in Canada, I think you said you are, try going to the tool. It's grow.google/career-dreamer. I don't believe it is fully functional for those outside of the US based on IP address. So
Yes,
if that's the case, then no, it wouldn't work to utilize it for that. If it does let you access it, I think the job hunt piece is based on IP address there. So that part would not be really feasible to be used. But I don't think it even works fully outside of the US.
Okay, all right. So I think we should try because we're starting weekly session with our students on every Sunday. So I guess we'll be start using that tool. Let's see how that works. And the second question is that we're organizing a live workshop where, like, I work with different organizations, non-profit organizations, and we're organizing a workshop or an information session for the public, students, job seekers, small business owners, and also multiple MPs are coming, city councilors are coming. Mayor is 50-50, he may come, she may come. So it is going to be a big event to let Vancouver know that what we're doing and what Google has to offer for Canada. So many people in Canada do not know about this program. So this is going to be happening on the August 31st. So I was asking that is there any material that we could share from Google that you suggest, or maybe a message from Grow with Google program, someone from Grow with Google like yourself, or maybe someone meet us up on Zoom for a short Q&A with our students, business owners, and other people looking for opportunities. Is that possible?
So I believe you guys emailed in and we're talking with Kim or Lucy about that, right? So I mean,
we're talking with Kim, yeah, but Kim is being non-responsive for, I would say, for a couple of weeks right now. So I was thinking what was going on.
I'm not really certain. It's situational on if, when, and where we can make our presence seen. I can ask Kim what's going on and make sure someone gets back in touch with you today. Well, actually, Kim is out of the office until tomorrow, so I will let her know, and we'll have someone get in touch with you.
All right, thank you. I just want I just want to say a couple of words, which is if you can please highlight that if we can have a message from Grow with Google, or maybe someone on the Google Meet to answer a few Q&A for a brief moment, that would be helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We'll connect over email since that's irrelevant to the the other 50 people on the call. So I don't want to take up their time chatting about that situation. So, but thank you. I'll make sure Kim reaches out.
Thank you.
Eugenie? Are you still with us, and did you have a question? All right. I think that's everything we had today. There's no other questions unless Eugenie does have one, but I can't hear you if you are talking. I think we've covered everything in the chat here, and if anybody has questions, you're free and welcome to email us, gwgpartners@google.com. Nancy, you got one last question? Final question. You're muted if you're talking.
If you could repeat the email, GWG.
Yep, GWG Partners at google.com. I'll throw it in the chat there.
.com. Okay.
Nancy. Nancy, let me see.
I'm just wondering if this would work with the career transition.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the better uses for this program is you can input the skills and the skills you've learned from the current career you're doing or from the schooling that you've done while in a career. And if you're trying to step out of that, you can definitely input that while you're working through the tool. And when you're discussing building your resume with Gemini, you can definitely work into the whole process that you're transitioning from A to B and what skills might be relevant from that past career to the new one, etc.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Transitioning from teaching.
What was that?
I'm transitioning from teaching.
Yes. Yeah, I think that would be a great one because teachers have a lot of skills. Depending on the age of people you taught, patience is a big one, right? So yeah, I think there's a lot of great uses for transitioning to be able to utilize this tool. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Nancy, I found your email. I'm grabbing some answers right now. Or I found your message in the chat. Nancy said, where did everybody go? There you are. Nancy said, is there data on whether the career certificates are recognized nationally by post-secondary institutions or data on how many of these certifications have led to actual jobs? So the career certificates program, as of this past month, we have just over 400,000 graduates in the US from that program. 75% of that group, 75% of those 400,000 US graduates reported back to us that they had a positive career outcome within 6 months of completing their course that they directly relate to the course itself. And a positive career outcome was a new job in the career field that their course was in, or a promotion or raise due to the fact that they completed one of our career certificate courses. So the career certificate courses aren't just for people starting a career. If you're already doing project management, but maybe you're entry level, you just started, taking our course could generate new ideas, right? That you can bring back to a team meeting and say, hey, I took this course through Google and Coursera. Here's what I learned and how we could implement some things into our program to make us run more effectively, more efficiently, save money, etc. Those are great ways to ask your boss for a promotion or a raise, right? Learn how to effectively make the day-to-day simpler. So that's some of the data we have. What else did you recognize nationally by post-secondary institutions? Yeah, so I think the courses are recognized. Coursera, the platform that they're on, is recognized globally. So globally, people are familiar with Coursera. There's courses from all around the world on Coursera. So those courses, the certificate courses, are on there. So that adds a little bit of recognition. The courses themselves are recognized by the ACE, and some institutions are actually giving out like college credits and stuff for completing the courses based on the ACE's recommendations. We do have more details on how schools are using it. If you have specific questions, feel free to email us and we can share any helpful guides or information we have. But I do know that the ACE, I believe it's up to 15 credits per course. Let me yeah, the American Council on Education recommends up to 15 college credits for completing one of the courses, the equivalent of 5 college courses at a bachelor's degree. Some of the other courses, the shorter ones, they recommend being 9 college credits. So it depends on the course itself, but we do have that documentation. I think did that answer your question? Give me a thumbs up. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I think wondering about the data behind. Yeah, I think that's everything I have right now. Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in today. And I appreciate everybody being awesome. Grow with Google partners. Stay tuned for that email because we're putting this recorded session in the email later. We need a few hours to download it, make sure it's uploaded correctly, make sure it's playing through, yada, yada. So give us a few hours and we'll get an email in your inbox. If you don't have one by tomorrow morning in your inbox, check your spam folder. But email us if for some reason you don't get it. We will get you your unique link. But yeah, thank you everybody. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your support through this. I hope the 100 of you that get those backpacks enjoy it because it's a nice little backpack. Again, I love it for travel. Laptop, charger, a few other things, extra pair of shoes, good to go. So
I did not receive, but I am interested. I am going to sign up, but I can only go for 1 hour from 2 to 3 p. And I likely can't do any voting related
for what? I'm sorry.
Events with them this year because I have
Robin was an accidental unmute. Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. And again, stay tuned later today, few hours. We'll get that email.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that email in your inbox.
What was the backpack you mentioned? I think I may have missed it.
So the incentive program, you'll receive a unique link in your email later today with directing people that you can use to drive traffic to Career Dreamer. The top 100 partners at the end of the month who have the most traffic receive a Google backpack. It's just a nice backpack, a laptop bag, but it's got Google branding on it, and then you'll get some pens and notepads and a tote bag as well.
Okay, so you have to get 100 people.
No. So that if you get one person, you'll get a notepad of paper, some pens, and a tote bag. The partners, the 100 partners who have the most visits from their link. We have just over 10,000 partners in our program. The top 100 partners who have the most visits to their link will also get the backpack.
Okay, great. Thank
And
you
then
so
everybody,
much.
yep, and then everybody else would get the smaller little swag bag. But all right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.